Back again, the worst channel on YouTube. Welcome in, welcome back. So just a little short one today about things we noticed when we were in Tasmania. There's a few people will find this amusing. Probably most people will find it boring, which is fine. Remembering the main purposes of this channel was to learn to speak a little better. It's coming along okay. I'm not saying and as much, but I am finding I'm saying so and. A very interesting study in linguistics, if linguistics is the correct term. So one of the things I'm always looking out for is cars and number plates. I'm a chronic number plate watcher. In 2019, and maybe there are others there too, maybe I needed to open my scope a little bit. Lots and lots of old Holden Crewmans, which for those that don't know was the old dual cab Holden Ute before the Colorado, maybe around the same time as the Rodeo. This trip in 2023, they're still there, because they haven't made them for a while, but lots of other things climbing right up the ladder. The rental car of choice, definitely the MG, they're everywhere. Old Nissan Titas seem to be the latest things going to Tasmania to see out their days before they turn into a seething pile of rust over in the corner. And quite the number of Subaru hatchbacks, or Subaru hatches. I don't know, I don't follow Subaru too much. A lot of next-gen Ford Rangers. Not so many American trucks, not the big ones anyway. The odd Dodge Ram, they got a bit more prevalent when we got over in the northwest and the west. And there was a smattering in other places, of course. It's an outrageous amount of Toyotas, and whatever you say about whatever you think about Toyotas, they're a popular vehicle. They're a hard-wearing vehicle, they're tough, they're built to last. General mines love them, and there's a few mines in Tasmania. I mean, I'm not saying there were no Toyotas, they just weren't dominant. Two big surprises. The Nissan Y62 Patrol. A lot of them, and I don't quite understand why. It certainly wouldn't be my go-to vehicle, but there were a lot of them down there. And Mercedes Utes, my goodness. I would have seen 10 to 15 Mercedes Utes in the 9 weeks we were down there. I wouldn't see that in 5 years up here on the mainland. But the Mercedes Ute, one of the great mistakes and furphies of our time. Something built on a Nissan platform, built in Spain, was going to be built in Argentina, but that went to shit. Now the Mercedes Ute is no more. Probably for the best. In Tasmania, this trip also seemed to be a place that old caravans go to die. We actually started counting them. There was one place down near Cockle Creek that had 6 old Viscounts or similar vintage kit parked up against the back fence. A number of places with 2 or 3 old caravans rusting quietly against the back fence. So just a few of the things that we noticed while we were out and about. The American trucks is always one of interest. Once I get to car performance, the American trucks will be a feature of that. And I mean American trucks with a 2 in it, F250 Silverado 2500. And I disagree with some of the commentary around them. I agree with some of the commentary that they shouldn't be in cities, but I don't know how you stop it. But I disagree with some of the commentary on their carbon footprint if you're using them as they're designed to be used, as work vehicles, tow vehicles, and what have we. Anyway, I'll run through that as we go. Just thought I'd better try and sit in this chair again. Back's been a bit destroyed, and thought I'd better yak to the camera to see if I was still capable of sitting for a bit, because it has been really bad to the point I haven't been able to get up. Anyway, no idea what's coming up next. You'll just have to jog along and find out. It'll probably be boring, given that this is the worst channel on YouTube. So I guess I'm a detail sort of a guy. I'd sit in executive meetings, and the owner of the place I work for was an outstanding long-term strategist, big picture visionary. And of course everybody, I think there were 7 of us plus him sat in there in those meetings. The other 6 all wanted to be like him and run big picture. No one was in his league. Trouble is, all of their projects lacked something, and they lacked an attention to detail. And one of my comments one day was, if you don't do the detail correctly, your big picture's going to look pretty abstract. It's going to have splodges of paint where you possibly don't want splodges of paint, where you want a bit of fine art. They all look at me like I was crazy, and it's fodder for another channel that I am starting to prepare for on life, retirement and those sorts of things, because it's probably of more interest to me than this, but this is a good bit of practice.